Well. Wolves 2, Manchester United nil. Now, I ain't going to say I told you so, but I didn't tell you so, to be honest. But I told myself so. Because, to be honest, going into this game, I had a feeling. And I saw the result, the performances slightly go down, the performance levels. Um, Obviously, we had those first couple of games, the first 6 games under Ole, and it was like bam, 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 bam. But since then, we've been winning, but winning luckily. You know what I mean? So it's not been convincing winning, it's been winning only just, you know. And, you know, as football fans, let's face it, football fans are so fickle. We only see the now. We don't see the future. We forget about the past. Obviously, Mourinho's gone, and fans celebrated like the witch was dead, and you know, okay, you know, but it seemed like everyone had forgotten how good things had been under Mourinho. We won 2 trophies. Listen, I love Ole, but if he could win 2 trophies in the same amount of time as Mourinho did, he would have done well, because that is not easy. To win a Europa League, please, guys, honestly, we cannot be so naive to think that wasn't an achievement. That was an achievement. And no one's mentioning that. No one's talking about the Europa League. And I don't want to do a I told you so vlog just because we lost. But this is something I always felt anyway. It's something I felt when we were winning. I felt like we need to give Mourinho respect. Okay, he didn't do well. Okay, at the end, he kind of lost control a little bit. And I don't know what had happened, but he was the guy to get the boot. And that's fine. But that man is a world-class manager. If he was saying there's a deficiency in the team, do you think he's saying that for fun? I don't think so. I think he had some points. And let's face it, look at Pogba now. Pogba isn't the guy who should be the best player in your team. I don't think Pogba is that dude that should be the best player in your team. He needs someone as well to feed off. So when he's not on form, there's the other guy to look to. Pogba needs that other guy to look to. Listen, he's a fellow Pisces like myself. And I know what it's like. Sometimes your head is just not there. Your head is somewhere else. And that's the way it's been with Pogba lately. He it's not like he's been injured. He got suspended. So he should be full of beans now. But he's not. And it's because he can't be that dude. You understand? Not consistently that dude. He can't be that dude. He needs someone to bounce off. So for me, now, where would I go with this? I personally now would just put McTominay, Fred, and Pereira in midfield. I would get rid of Lingard and get rid of Matic and get rid of Pogba. Not completely, but they need a rest. Unfortunately, that's going to come automatically now because of the international break. But to be honest, they shouldn't have played these last 2 games. The momentum was with the second team. McTominay has got more energy, more enthusiasm. They've got more to prove. These guys who are in now, they don't have much to prove. Herrera maybe, but to be honest, he's just coming back from injury. And I think some of those guys, if one of them's not quite feeling it, then they all kind of just crumble. Whereas if we had Fred, some new blood, people with something to prove, I just feel like that some of those guys think they've made it. And I think they just need a break. Lukaku, he's the man. He's got something to prove. We need those United players. That's why I think I always liked Van Gaal. I like the way he used the youth. If it wasn't for Van Gaal, we wouldn't have a Rashford, we wouldn't have a Lingard, because they would never have been played. They would never have touched the first team. And those are guys who are bright sparks. So as much as people like to bash the old managers and talk about how they did this and they didn't do this and they didn't do that, I feel that we need to remember the good that those managers did. They did some good as well, you know. So yeah, it's disappointing, but I think we move on. But definitely next game, I think there should be a few more changes. I think that keeping this team, this is not our best team. McTominay is the man at the moment for that anchor midfield role. And I think Fred is playing well. And it's just a shame. So, yeah, we're at the FA Cup, but there's plenty more to play for. But I did think that people were getting a bit too carried away with the Ole at the wheel thing. And I know that he's done well, but let's face it, we're still at 6. We're at the FA Cup. And, you know, to be honest with you, I'm looking at the others and I'm thinking their momentum's with Arsenal now. You know what I mean? And I don't, even when we beat Tottenham, we didn't beat Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? We didn't beat Tottenham, you know? So it's going to be interesting anyway. I think some of the players, it's going to be interesting what they have to say. Not just what they've got to say, but how they respond. So, yeah. Football, eh? I love this game.